Hello friends, Tanya here with Spellbinders 2025 12 Days of Stitchmas. Day 11 already. Can you believe it? Only today and tomorrow left. Here is the door for day 11. Let's open that up. Whoop, getting a little carried away. Oh my gosh, it is an adorable owl. My daughter, when she saw this, she thought it looked like the Tootsie Roll Pop or Tootsie Pop owl. I think it is. I have to go find some Tootsie Pop or popsicle type stencil. I think I have a stencil that has suckers. Wouldn't that be adorable? That's not the route we're taking today, but that's an idea. I challenge you. Try it out. I die cut this to be kind of a snowy owl. I still had some cardstock with the snow and ice luster polish brushed on it, and I used that for the main body of our bird. I used some like fog colored cardstock, a warm light gray behind the eyes, and I'm using the little fallouts from the eye die cut here to glue to the insides of our eyes here. Very cute. I did use white cardstock to die cut the cheeks and the beak, and then I used my Copic marker to color those in, I think. Or did I find some little, I think I did find some orange cardstock and some pink cardstock to use that. Both of those options work just fine. If you only have white cardstock and you have lots of coloring mediums, you can absolutely color your own cardstock. I'm knocking off some of the paper hairs on my die cuts here after I've adhered the cute little feet. We have a nice little stocking cap, and I'm going to use the same color that I used for behind the eyes as the band and the puffball on the top of the hat. Just going to adhere those quick. Now for the cheeks, they overlap the eyes just a little bit, which is a unique way to do that. I thought it turned out pretty darn cute though. We'll just adhere those to the cute little owl. You can see all of the great embossing lines on this, on the owl body, and it makes it so easy to put all of our different elements on. Now the stitching is on the wings and the belly, and I'm using some of the white diamante metallic thread that you can buy on the Spellbinders website. You can buy it other places too. It's made by DMC. And this stuff is a dream to work with. I tried using some other threads, and yeah, this is it. This is what I'm using for my stitching on paper. It's gorgeous. It's a nice weight, and it doesn't get twisted and cause me problems. I'm just going to tie a knot in the back of this wing. Both wings are stitched the same way, and the belly is a medallion style stitching. Now for this wing, I did not have to cut an extra layer to put behind the wing. It's just going to glue to the main body of the owl, which is nice. It kind of saves you a little bit of time. You could, of course, add another layer behind this by cutting the same thing, but I think this works great. I've already done the stitching on the other wing and on the belly, and I'm going to adhere this to the body of the owl, lining it up with the embossed lines. This comes together really easily, and he's so darn cute. I do add an extra the heavy weight block over the top so that it can adhere well. Next, I'm pulling out the September Hero Arts card kit die. This one's called Tree or Tree House, I think it's called. I did search to see if it was available on the website yet. If it is, I think it'll be a little later this month if there were any extras. I was sure there were going to be extras because there have been every month. Now I'm making this a little longer. I took a 5x7 piece of white cardstock here, and I'm doing some partial die cutting so that I get something that is 7 inches long, because I'm going to, of course, make another 5x7 card. I'm pulling out the Altenew Cocoa Cream and Choco Hazelnut. This is part of the Dessert Dreams quad of colors, and I'm going to lay down the cocoa cream first. I'm just using an ink blending brush here. I have one dedicated to browns, and I'm just going to ink blend the entire white piece of cardstock. I didn't have a brown that I really wanted to use, and since I just got all of these ink pads, I am dying to find all kinds of ways to use them. And I do love the uneven, natural quality that ink blending can give when you're doing something like tree bark. This is a really cool die set, and I couldn't wait to play with it. And I thought it just worked so perfect with this owl. I'm adding the Choco Hazelnut on the sides to create some shadow and dimension on our tree trunk. And once I have that all ink blended, I decided to clean off my blending brush again so that I would just have the lighter brown on it. And I'm just going to even that blend out just a little bit. Once I have the caps back on our pieces here, I'm going to take the hole in the tree die and die cut that out. And I cut a couple more pieces of cardstock and lined that up and ran it through again so that I had another layer to layer behind the tree trunk before it's the solid piece for a little extra dimension. I could have used foam squares or pieced in some cardstock, but I find that it's easiest to use the die cuts themselves. And since I had extended this by doing some partial die cutting, I knew there was no way I was going to get that bottom portion perfect. So I'm just going to add a little bit of cardstock behind that. Now on the second extra layer I've created, I'm taking that Choco Hazelnut to create the dark inside of the tree trunk. Just going to ink blend the area that will be seen through that hole in the front piece. And then I will line it up with the main part and make sure I have enough ink blended. I need to go a little deeper or a little lower on the trunk. Man, that actually covers quite a bit of that tree trunk. So I'll add some glue behind our main tree trunk part, and we'll add that to our backer piece here. Just going to line up the edges. And I honestly don't mind that the sides are white. If it did bother you, you could come back in with some ink blending and fix that. Now, where I did some partial die cutting, I did have to trim a little bit off of that backer. Next, we're going to adhere our owl to the hole in the tree. I think he fits in there just perfectly, which I doubt that Spellbinders was thinking about that when they created the owl. I'm certain that this is just a happy stance. Next, I'm pulling out the October 24 clear Stampin' Die of the Month holiday message set and dies. These are still available for surezies. I went and looked before I used them. I'm going to stamp this on that piece of cardstock that is the fallout from the hole in the tree. I'm using some clear embossing ink, and I'm going to stamp it 2 or 3 times. I have this on my Stamp Wheel 2.0. It has that sticky mat that keeps the piece of cardstock in place. And I did use an anti-static powder tool on this before I did my stamping. We're going to take some Brutus Monroe gilded embossing powder to do our embossing. I just like this color of gold, and it just gives a nice raised solid embossing. I'm heating that with my heat tool until it's all nice and melted. And there's our beautiful sentiment. I'm just using my shirt because my microfiber cloth is quite dirty and a little damp, and I didn't want to mess with that. Just needed to get that extra powder from the embossing buddy off of there. I die cut it with the coordinating die, and I die cut a couple extra pieces of scrap white cardstock to back this sentiment, so it just stands out a little bit from our tree trunk. And we're going to just adhere that right over the tree. I am using the end of my pokey tool to get any extra glue out around the edges of our sentiment. I love how that kind of blends into the tree and yet stands out very nicely. Next, we're going to take the 5x7 Matting Basics Set B. We're going to take the largest die from that and the 3D embossing folder Sparkling Snow. This is from one of the Simon Hurley collections. It's beautiful and it is still available. I love this snowflake embossing folder. It is gorgeous. I'm contemplating between using the Pearl Luster and the Snow and Ice Luster polishes, and I decide to go with the Snow and Ice Luster polish. It's kind of a glittery, where the other one is pearlescent. And I just want that little bit of glitter catching on the raised portions of the snowflakes on this background. Now that I have that all polished with the luster polish, here's a quick look at that. Love how that turned out. I added some extra cardstock behind that piece of cardstock that I had. I already die cut it with the 5x7 Matting Basics Set B largest die before I did the embossing. Now it's perfect to go on our 5x7 card front. And we will add some glue to the back of our tree. Of course, if you wanted to make this A2 sized, very easy to do. Just make it a little smaller. You wouldn't have to do the partial die cutting with the tree trunk. I'm lining that up with the top and bottom edges of our card because the tree trunk is actually bigger than the matting layer behind it, which is intentional. I really wanted that tree to reach from top to bottom of the card. We'll adhere our sentiment below the owl and add an extra heavy weight block behind that. Next, I took another piece of white scrap cardstock, and I did treat it with my anti-static powder bag here. I'm going to stamp it, I think, twice with the clear embossing ink on our piece of scrap cardstock. And then I'm going to take that same gilded Brutus Monroe embossing powder, just so that our embossing matches each other front to the inside. I used a little dry paintbrush to remove the extra embossing powder that got where I didn't want it. And then we'll use our heat tool to melt that so it's nice and shiny and smooth. Just making sure that I get all of the areas. I had to wait for my heat tool to heat up just a little bit before it started to melt. And there it is. Enjoy the season. I think that turned out a little more crisp. No, I guess not. They're both nice and crisp. I love this swoopy sentiment. I did try stamping it directly on the inside of our card with the Choco Hazelnut, but it seemed to be not quite crisp and clear. Could be that I may have repeat stamped it and it was a little off. That's the nice thing about coordinating stamps and dies. Next, I have some embellishments. This is from an old Hero Arts kit. It's probably 2 or 3 or more years old. I've gotten practically every Hero Arts club kit ever. Anyway, I thought those cute little snowflakes would be a perfect addition to add to the inside of the card. I really had fun playing with this card. I love playing with nature themed things, and this card is no different. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Check that description box for a link to all of the products that I used today. And until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.